Today on the Money on the Move podcast, I'm syncing up with world-famous hairstylists and New York City salon owners Sacha Cohen and Olivier Mikhailov of Sacha and Olivier Salon here in New York City. Sacha offers healthy hair tips for athletes. We talk business and the athletics that fuel him for success.
Colorist, and we've got the superstar stylist behind me.
Thank you. That's so kind of you.
Yeah, so I've known Sacha and Olivier since I'm like 30 years. Yeah. They can tell you a lot of stories about me.
You did PR for us, old-fashioned way with press kit.
Yep,
old-fashioned. You did get us a great exposure with Allure, with Vogue, with a lot of magazine. It was helpful, but it was a different era.
Different time, right?
You will drop the press kit and wait for the editor to call you, and eventually they come and try it.
Yep.
And write an article. And now it's all digital and
yes.
It's different.
Yeah, so I mean, I think, one of the things that I love about Sacha and Olivier and the salon is that it's very chill, very laid back, and Sacha is one of the original experts on hair and, from cutting hair dry to how do you take care of your hair, especially for my listeners who are athletes. So we're going to just kind of start there. But I don't know, Sacha, do you want to first talk to me about my hair?
Sure.
The disaster known as my hair.
You want to cut some? Obviously,
you
did a little trim at the end.
I think it is way too long.
Yeah.
And I would be down to cut like 3 inches. Because what do you think?
The more you cut, the better response you will get. You will get more bounciness and fullness and get rid of all those dead ends. Yeah. It's been a while, so I mean you have fine hair, so that's why you always did.
Yeah.
And you always
it's not because I'm old that my hair is
no,
thin.
your hair
it's
was
always
like
been
that
this
30
way.
years ago. And but you like it long.
I do.
And blonde.
And blonde. Two things that you need.
She likes to, but you don't have too many gray, I have to say.
I don't have any gray. Let's just be clear.
Okay.
We're on camera.
Yeah. You see, you have a few things for yourself.
Yeah. I don't have any gray hair.
Yeah, but we'll cut few inch. So I mean, that's what it is about cutting hair. Sometimes people project themselves to something else. Let's not kidding ourselves. You want to keep your hair as healthy as possible.
Yes.
So like that, you can obtain a result easy when you blow dry it a little bit. You can put it back, but if you come with a picture of somebody with big, Farrah Fawcett, or with layer and
like Cindy Crawford and I, we don't have the same hair.
So that's where the consultation is so
Gigi
important.
Hadid, let me get more current.
Yeah, and tell you, get the best out of your hair.
Yeah.
And in your case, is keep it simple.
And especially, so as an athlete, I don't wash my hair every day.
No, you put it as an athlete. I think most of the athletes. So why all the swimmers are bald? Because they don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
So, but you have to deal with yours. So obviously putting it back.
Yeah.
All those ruban bands, you have to tighten it so much, so it's not the greatest for your hair. So it's good to use headband or all kind of accessory, or if you want to attach it, like in your case, you can try to braid it.
Braiding is good.
Braiding and like those soccer players will put some kind of band. The soccer players have a sample band.
Yeah.
So you do a sample. You do a sample braid.
Right.
And so you can put a little band at the bottom, but it doesn't have to be a tight elastic. So you put it out of your way. But then when you're going to get really active, it's going to fall in your face again. So to try to prevent that, you put one of those little soccer bands.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And that doesn't break your hair. You know those?
I know what you're talking about, like a sweatband that goes around your head.
Yeah, or like in the old days, little girl had those large headband. Yeah. But
because it prevents the
soccer,
sweat.
For guys, they make skinny one, a little more rubbery, but they don't break your hair.
Okay.
So that keeps it out of your way.
Okay.
Or but if you have to protect yourself from the sun, obviously you got wear a cap.
Yeah, I usually wear a baseball hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you probably get really hot with that, but that's probably or a visor. A visor is great but you don't protect your scalp.
Yeah.
So we always put sunscreen on our face, but not on our scalp. And when you have thin hair like you will burn. So just remember that. So when you put cream on your face, instead of washing your hand after, just rub it on the crown of your hair.
Really? And it's not bad for your hair?
No, it protects your scalp. I mean, you're going to wash it, you're going to sweat anyway, so you're going to wash it, so it will wash away. But you should protect your scalp if you don't have coarse hair, if you're exposed.
I've heard that before.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right, so we're going to cut my hair.
Yeah.
Like
so we'll
3 inches.
It. Yeah, and then you want to color some?
Yes, I want to be blonde again.
Yeah. Okay,
and
so it's not as simple as you think. I mean, because when you have root like that, it's not like you put blonde and everything is blonde. It
what do you mean?
Work that way. Well, when you have that much root, like in your case, you have 3 inch. If I put blonde on your hair, the heat of your scalp is going to make anything close to your root blonder than the rest. So, in your case, you have to treat that piece first, then go to the roots. It's not so that's why usually people do highlight, because you have better control.
So what do you think I should do, highlights or color?
I mean, you can do color, but it's going to take hours.
Hours?
Yeah, because you cannot do it one step. The line by doing some highlights.
Okay.
If you want to be blonde all the way, first of all, you're going to have to maintain it more often. And as I say, you cannot just put blonde when you have roots that much. It takes a little bit of...
So do whatever you think is the right thing to do. You want to do highlights, cut it.
Yeah, cut the few inch, and I'll place some highlights.
This is how you have to be when you go to the stylist. You can't... I would love to come in here and look like Kelly Ripa, because I love her hair color and her style.
Kelly?
Kelly Ripa. Okay. Hi, Kelly. Something like easy for me to style, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so since we're talking about my hair getting healthy, I swim a lot.
Yeah.
I'm always in the pool.
So you wear a cap, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But
does the chlorine get through the cap?
No.
No, not at all?
I don't know. But should I put something...
Do you wash your hair every time you go in the pool?
I do, after.
Okay, so you could put some, there's some oil for hair.
Yeah.
So the oil protects, stops the chlorine to get into your hair, because it gets slippery, the oil. If you put oil on your hair, the chlorine will not penetrate as much. And the oil is always good for your hair. There's some form of moisture. It's like when your legs are dry, what do? You put cream or oil. So it's a little bit the same story. So you can put some oil. So there's a lot of type of oil. I'm not saying put olive oil on your hair. If you go to a good store, a good pharmacy, they have all kind of hair oil. It's coconuts or palm or avocado and so that's as you swim. Then when you come out, you have to do a little shampoo. So in your case, you have little hair, so don't put too much shampoo in your hand. Yeah. Because it's detergent.
Shampoo is detergent.
Yeah, you can compare your hair like for fabric. The more detergent you put to the fabric, the faster your t-shirt will give up. If you wash it all the time with a lot of detergent.
Right.
It's like fabric, it'll get... So hair is a little bit, you don't need that much shampoo to wash it.
That's interesting, because I probably put so much
shampoo in my hair. People like lather, it makes them feel good. You see those commercials, those women under the shower having an orgasm when they have shampoo in their hair. Do you remember that commercial?
Yes.
Coming out of the plane.
Yeah.
So you don't, you need just a little conditioner. In your case, not that much.
And do it before you put the swim cap on, so that you're protected.
The oil, yes.
Yeah, the oil.
Yes,
and then when you get out, wash it out.
Yeah.
And what about...
And there is shampoo to take the chlorine out, by the way.
Yes, they make special shampoo for swimmers. So we were just talking about the pool.
So there's chlorine. Then I think, but I'm not 100% sure, Olivier, maybe you can confirm. If you use tonic water, when people have green hair, because they spend the summer in a pool and they end very porous, the chlorine has tendency to turn your hair green.
Soda water neutralizes the color somehow.
Yeah. So you can use a little
baking soda in the shampoo.
Or a little baking soda in the shampoo. That will take out the chlorine. Not on every time you go to swim. if you run into the issue
at the end of the summer.
At some point of the summer, your hair is greenish. Yeah, you use baking soda and tonic water or soda water. I'm always confused in my vodka too. I'm always confused.
Baking soda in the shampoo.
Yeah.
That's it. No tonic water. Don't put tonic water in your hair, guys.
It's too sweet.
The French people do it, but you don't have to.
Yeah.
So we've got the pool, but what about like at the beach, right? Because
same thing. The oil in your hair will have double effect. First, it will protect your hair from the sun, and then the heat of the sun will make the oil penetrate and nourish your hair better. Same thing. If you go to the gym and you go to the steam room, you could wash and put conditioner before you go in the steam room, so the conditioner will get in.
I see what you're saying. So it's like your skin, like it.
Yeah, it will really penetrate when you go in the steam room. Then you come out to shower and rinse it.
If you're swimming in the ocean or something, right?
But they haven't come up with. I'm surprised because they haven't come up with hair protection, like skin protection,
like a sunscreen for your hair.
It's a huge market, which has not been developed.
Don't get me started.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you're basically like in the summer, you really, when you're outdoors swimming or even during the year, like anytime when you're at the pool, you really need to protect your hair from both the chlorine and the salt water and the sun.
Because some people like to get blonder with the sun.
Really?
Well, don't you get lighter if you go to the sun? Your hair gets lighter.
I don't know anymore. I mean,
because you protect yourself well.
Yeah.
But a lot of people in the summer they get
they put lemon in their hair still from like the 80s.
Naturally, but then I was going to get to it. There's a way to accelerate it. So it's not for everybody to protect their hair from the sun. Some people does well. Like my hair, I have white hair, gets much shinier in summer.
Okay.
The sun does it. Right, Olivier? Yours too? Yeah? Yeah. And so let's say for somebody who wants their hair to get lighter, you can still put a visor and protect your face. But one of the tricks who works very well is you take a bunch of chamomile tea bag, you put them in boiling water, just like if you're making a tea. You let the chamomile come in the water as it boils. Then you let it cool off and you put it in the little spritz bottle.
Oh wow, that really works?
Yeah. So, and when you go to the sun, so it's chamomile and water, you just spritz it. And the chamomile will give you alpha shades. Will make your hair lighter. Especially if you wear it back like yours.
Yeah.
And you put the chamomile, what's exposed is really around your face and on top. So it looks really natural. It works well.
Okay, great.
Chamomile
That's
tea
simple.
Bag. Yeah?
Got it.
And so that cannot be more natural than that. It's not like the old, what was it called? The blonde.
Sun-In?
Sun-In, that's peroxide or I think it's peroxide. Yes, I think it's peroxide.
Well, we also used to use baby oil as suntan lotion on our skin.
It's chemical.
Yeah.
The chamomile is not chemical.
So then there's this other thing that happens, and I'm sure like a lot of my athlete listeners have had this happen, where you put your hair back, you go for a run, and you come home and your hair is like all matted from the sweat.
Yeah.
So it's like you're like a dog, like you have to like brush it out and then you pull your hair out basically.
Well, you need a good brush. And okay, one trick is maybe if it's really tangled, you can put conditioner to it.
Yeah. Are there any special conditioners that you could think?
Detangling.
Yeah.
It does exist, detangling. And you need a good brush. So this is a great detangling brush, by example. It's just the bristle of it.
I like come back from a run and I'm basically like in tears because I'm like, am I gonna have to cut my hair off? Like this whole back section of my hair is short because I've had to like rip out the hair. Yeah.
It's going to be better after that haircut.
Yeah, of course. Like you think also the braiding helps a lot from the knots, from just your hair knotting up from the sweat?
The braiding? The braiding will, while it will be in control, it's not going to move around.
And that's what happens. It's like the sweat and then the hair moving around.
I don't know why it's so tangled after you run. It's not necessarily... I mean, it's probably, it's sweat, and you just need to wash it and conditioner.
Yeah.
And you can try. Maybe it's easier to get a plastic brush or a large comb.
Yeah.
And combing in the shower when you have the conditioner on.
Okay. What are your thoughts on like letting your hair just like dry naturally, or going to sleep with wet hair? Like where do you?
No, that going to sleep with wet hair is not a good idea. Yeah. Because your hair is not going to dry properly.
Right.
And it's not healthy for your scalp at all and your hair. You have to let your hair dry before you go to bed, if you can.
Yeah.
It's better to wash it in the morning, honestly. It's like a clothes in a washer. If you leave it overnight in a washer, when you pick it up in the morning, it's all wrinkle and.
Yeah.
You can do too in a shower when you put conditioner and shampoo. It's not just wash your hair. Give yourself a good scalp massage, because you activate blood circulation. Mm-hmm. And that's what produces a healthy hair. You want to try to give it back to a little bit of bounciness and movement.
Yeah. But if I don't have to do anything and I don't have any meetings, it's probably not good to leave the sweat in my hair either.
Oh, no. If you really sweat, if you're really an athlete and you really work out, I mean, you should get rid of the sweat. Will make your hair.
It's bad.
Yeah, you need a little shampoo,
Yeah.
I mean, for guys, it's a little different.
Yeah.
With short hair for guys, it's different because sometimes your hair being a little dirty looks good. Instead of putting wax or cream or gel, you have it.
We are here now with Olivier of Sacha and Olivier Mikhailov. Mm-hmm. Olivier, how did you get your start in hair and coloring hair?
Well, the start of hair, it was my mom's fault. She said, you have to find a job this summer. She took me to a hairdresser to learn how to shampoo hair. And I loved it.
Where are you from originally?
Next to Lyon in France. After that, well, you start to learn a profession. Little by little, the environment is fine. People are beautiful, you have contact with people all day long. And you want to learn more and more and more, and cut, color, you do everything. It's very dimensional in my work. It's not boring. Every subject, sit in your chair every hour, it's a different story. It's never the same, it's never repetitive. And it's a wonderful meeting every time.
So did you, at an early age, I mean, it sounds like you started when you were really young, did you love it immediately? Like, how did you?
Well, let's put it that way. When you're very young, put some money in your pocket.
Yeah.
The beginning of independence. Girls everywhere.
French girls, got it.
And at the same time, it's like a passport for traveling. You can take this with you everywhere you go, which was perfect for me. Eventually, it took me to New York.
Yeah.
To meet I was always working with people I admire because I was learning from them. They were teaching me. They were, for me, they were very inspirational. From Lyon to Paris to New York.
And you worked at a really famous salon in Paris.
Yeah, in New York as well. I mean, why not? Why not try the best? You don't want to just stay under the rug, right? And eventually, well, you have nobody ahead to look for, so you become it. And you have to be the one who's teaching yourself.
Yeah.
And it's a constant struggle to try to really achieve more or the best you can. It's up to you. You have ambition or you don't. But you deal with beauty and people. You want to see people happy. So I guess if you want to be really in that place, you push yourself to the max.
And you've had this salon for 30 years. So when were you first working for other people, and then were you doing fashion and celebrities, and then you opened the salon? Like, what inspired you?
When I moved here, I worked for a fantastic team with wonderful men at the head of it. The team was St. Andre, the man was Andre himself. I learned a lot. I learned how to become non-French.
Non-French? You had to learn to be un-French.
Yeah, no, to open up to knowledge.
And you also have like your own unique style that you brought to the mix, to the beauty scene, to the hair scene in New York City, thanks to styling hair dry, cutting hair dry.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's part of the travel, you know, starting with moving to New York. First in Paris, we used to finish working on dry hair using thinning shears. I brought this to New York. They didn't use thinning shears then. And they were all very interested for me using thinning shears, and we ended up all using it. And the dryness, Andre had an approach a little different. He was very much into like art. Mm-hmm. He was in connection with music, art, books. You know, for him, doing hair was being part of this, not fashion.
So it was an art. It was less about fashion. It was more a work of art.
Individuality. Treat with people for themselves. Actually, you know, when I arrived here, the 70s was gone. It was 80s was the punk period where the individuality was. 70s, everybody has a name on their clothes. You get into the 80s, they didn't want that. They wanted individuality. They paint their own shoes, they cut their own shirts. They didn't want to have anything trendy. They were against this. It was a movement.
Yeah. What was the hair like?
Same thing, you know. Everybody has colored hair. I mean, I have some video I could show you. It's like amazing. It was very early on. Most of the public didn't understand yet, but it was a movement starting. And from that on, Vietnam War was going on. You know, we influenced the fashion somehow. Everything was melting together until everything became like the late 80s. We all know what happened then.
Yeah.
Right?
What's your favorite era of hair? Like, do you have a favorite time period?
Wow. The 20s?
When you were doing hair?
Well, you know, my personally, it's difficult to say that, because they all were an evolution of the last one, you know.
Yeah.
So it's still the same thing going.
When did you guys open the salon here, Sacha and Olivier?
We did that in '93. We met.
How did you meet Sacha?
I was working in Paris, I left.
Yeah.
And then he went to work there. And at the time, he stayed for a while. He said, I'm going to go work in New York. So they told him, I go see Olivier, you're going to have a good time in New York. So one day I was having a meeting at St. Andre on 57th Street. Meeting went late actually, and I see a guy arrive with his valise. Hi, okay, sit, we talk. And he waited, and I know how it feels when you arrive from France, you're jet lagged, and all. So come crash in my place, you know.
I was 19.
He was 19?
Yeah. And then from that on, we share an apartment. He knows all my wives. It was first I got married for my green card.
Got it.
She was a good friend of us, actually, and then...
More than a friend.
I think Sacha wants to be over here, too. We're going to keep Sacha's comment.
Yeah. There was a big, it's really a good period. That late 70s.
It was all right.
Good period, you know, it was that uptown,
all right, Sacha's coming over.
You know, it was that uptown crowd. Now you can hear me.
Okay.
And then it was the people, like you mentioned, it was a new wave of people with Andy Warhol, with Jean-Michel Basquiat.
Yeah.
And those were the downtown people who were coming uptown and making a mess. And his salon was kind of a revolution on 57th Street. Keith Haring, spray paint, all the seats.
Okay.
That was Basquiat.
Basquiat, sorry. Yeah.
He's
all those people, Grace Jones, they were all in the salon. And it was a switch. Andre was great. He was like fed up with all those uptown women.
Yeah.
And he became kind of new wave and started to put color in the hair.
And that was the beginning of...
He, as you say, was not anymore a hairdresser. He was really an artist.
Awesome.
Like everybody had their own individuality.
Yeah.
It was an experiment. And I think we still have that, as you say. It's not boring because every time somebody come and sit, it's a different experience. It's a different hair, a different person. And you spend an hour and you connect or you don't connect. If you connect, they come and then they become, you have them not for life, but then you go, you meet their kids, their kids become parents, and unfortunately a lot of them pass, but new one come, and it's really
As a business person and a creative person, like what advice do you have for young people today that maybe starting a new business, you also have 2 grown kids, you have grandchildren, you know, what is like the best lesson that you've taken from having your own business, being creative, that you might share with someone else?
Well, you know, you have to have a passion. You have to have a passion, you have to be honest with what you do. And you can carry on that. You have to respect people. Because if you have a business, you're going to have people working for you. The era of the big boss and all the miserable people who work for you, paycheck to paycheck, I think it's
over.
It's over.
Yeah.
You know, it's a big community. You know, it has to be a little more equality, color, sex, or whatever it is. Yeah, we all in it together, and if you're honest and you, with your passion, do the best you can. Whatever you do, you're subject to win. You know.
Awesome. This has been so great. Thank you. I love it. It looks so good.
Yeah.
It's like a new me. I feel like very rejuvenated.
It's refreshed.
Refreshed, like a reboot of my hair. And before you opened the salon, you were working in the world of fashion. So talk to me about, like, you were with Streeter's agency at the time.
Agency,
Yeah, and
I
you
did
had
fashion in Paris, fashion here. So I started, I came here when I met Olivier in the late 70s. Then I went back to France and decided to be, I got a test. When I came to New York in 79, I worked for Jean-Louis David on 57th Street. It was still at Henri Bendel. And by accident, I tested with 2 French photographers who were doing fashion shoots. Their name was Jacques and Dominique Silverstein. They were my dear friends. And I got a test for it. I said, well, that's great.
Right.
You know, working with model, fashion. And I went back to Paris and I decided I was going to be freelance. So over the year, you know, it took me a while to get it. I went to Milan and I got a lot of tear sheets there because the French in Paris, they're a little snobby. It's very hard to get a breakthrough.
They are?
Yeah.
No.
Parisian. Olivier always tell me, the Parisian. anyway, so I worked my way out and I came back here in the mid-80s. I got an agent. So I had an agent in Paris and New York. And I was doing the shows, you know, with all the designers in Paris and a little bit here. But I was working both places. It was a lot of fun. So I did that all the 80s and early 90s. And after 15 years, I thought, you know, maybe it would be nice to get something a little more consistent. And then that's when I called Olivier, who I knew for a long time. I said, you want to open a salon? And he said, why not? And a few days later, he knew a commercial broker, and we saw that place and we took it. So that was 1993. So the fashion shoot, you know, magazine, commercial, fashion show was a lot of fun. But then we opened the salon, and then I used it. Because I had all those contacts with modeling agency, with a stylist, photographer. So, you know, and then where we are, 6 West 18th Street, in a Flatiron District,
location.
You know, it's full of photo studio, modeling agency, fashion group, like at the end of the street was all the designer for Old Navy, Gap, Banana Republic, a lot of voiceover. So they all came
here
and get the hair done, and so that's how we launched, and it was a lot of fun, and we got really busy, and that's how it happened.
And how did you get into like cutting and styling hair?
Well, I mean, I'll tell you, I didn't do it for 10-15 years because I was styling hair. Oh, how did I get into hair? My mom was a hairdresser.
Oh, okay.
And like Olivier, his mom, she said, you need to get a job. what you going to do? And same things in him, you know. I was 17 years old. I was like, and I saw in my mom's salon, there's a lot of women. It's a great business. I don't want to be a plumber. So she knew enough to put me in the right place.
Right.
Same connections in Olivier, Daniel Arlo Salon in Paris in the 70s. And then it was a lot of fun, you know. We were working all day. Beautiful woman. Daniel Arlo was taking me in shoot too, so I got that test and going to nice restaurant at night. So that was it. I mean, it was great.
You need a T-shirt that says "I am so French."
Huh. Yeah. So that's how I started.
Yeah.
My mom was an influence. She had a little salon in a nice neighborhood. And you know, I saw the potential going to our place. I was doing shampoo to make a few tips as a student, but I was not good in school, so it was time. So that's how it started.
So you were creative, and now your role here at Sacha and Olivier is a lot of the business as well.
Yeah.
So how did you grow this business outside of being creative and doing hair day to day? Because I mean, a lot of the business is you.
Yeah, I've got. Over the year, I just figured it out. Payroll, sales tax. You get the right people around you, people you trust. So you know, I have a all set up with payroll. I have a all set up with tax, insurance. So you know, over the year, I kind of not master it, but I know how it works and.
Yeah. And you have I mean, the salon has, how many chairs are there here in the salon?
Yeah, so we have 8 chairs.
That's big.
Yeah, you know, so over the year we had a lot of different employees, but some still there. It's a great team. And there's a good synergy. We still love what we do, and
I mean,
it works that way.
You do still love what you do.
Yeah.
Like every day.
As Olivier say, you know, every woman who come and sit in your chair, you know, it's a little bit of an experience, and you know, some are talkative, some are not. You kind of sense it.
Yeah.
You have to be creative, and it's every time it's a little adventure, you know.
And that's kind of what you love about what you do is
the idea is to make them happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, I know over the years you've been super athletic. We share that in common.
Yeah. Try to, yeah.
You try to. You've taken a lot of spin classes.
Yeah.
You get around the city on a bike.
Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about where you're at now with your fitness and what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as I had to change my fitness because as the year passed by, you cannot. I cannot take classes when you jump around for an hour anymore. So I do more like. I do, because it hurts.
It hurts.
So you just eat less. No, I'm just kidding. No, so now I do more.
I feel like I'm gonna have to like blooper this out. Like.
No, I do more yoga and Pilates, and I do a lot of bicycle because I cannot run, and I love bicycle. And I go up and down the West Side Highway. I go from Andres Street to the seaport.
Yeah.
And and I don't have a bike because my apartment. So I do all my biking on city bike.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So you know, it's
you
not.
You used to have a bike though.
Yeah, I used to have bike, but you know, no. I have to say, in the last since city bike, I was. First day they opened, I was a member.
Yeah.
Because I never had an apartment where I could really store my bike. So they were always sleeping outside, and you had to change the tire. It got stored. It got.
Yeah. It's
and when
better.
city bike came, it was like so easy, and so I had a house in Shelter Island in Long Island. I had bikes there. Yeah. But in the city, I don't have bike, but I still bike 45 minutes on city bike.
That's great. I love city bike.
Yeah. I mean, I wish. I mean, I see all the guys passing me because they have the right bike, but so
the e-bike or
no. The guy was the real.
Like a road bike.
The road bike. You know, they train over there too.
Yeah.
You see them passing. I'm like, but I still do my 45 minutes.
I'm surprised I haven't
do 50 minutes. Yeah, I do 50 minutes. Then I do stretch a lot.
Yeah.
And. Right now, I'm not a member of a gym club, so I do a little less class. But I'm going to get back because YouTube YouTube video, you can really target where's your problem and find out the right workout.
Yeah, you can do anything. I mean, even the Peloton app is amazing too.
Yeah, I don't have that one, but yeah. So, I do that. And over the year, I know how to stretch, yoga basic, and I do a lot of that. I suffer over the year with my foot standing up all day here. So I had plantar fasciitis for years, and I couldn't figure out how to get rid of it. And one day I went to ski, and the pain went away. I was like, what's going on? So I figured out having no weight on my heel, because the position when you ski, the way a ski boots keep you upright and you have no weight on your heel, and the pain went. So that really made me realize wearing a special sneakers with big heel and good support, that was the key. So that's my story with plantar.
Yeah, I mean, I remember, like, anytime I talked to a brand and they're like, plantar fasciitis, and there was a brand of shoes that...
Yeah, I mean, all those sneakers with big
heels.
With big, so first I start with Nike Air Max.
Yeah.
Then, I went on with a lot of shoes with big heel.
Yeah.
And that helps a lot, And the way you stand, obviously, here, you have to remember to, look up and not just be cold all the time.
I mean, like being a hairdresser, a hairstylist, like you're standing all day. It's a lot of intensity.
And your arms are always up, so your shoulder.
So do you have like a hairstylist workout that you do?
Well, I sit more than Olivier does. He calls me, he called me like an old woman because I sit all the time. That's one way for me to. That's one way for me to reduce.
You have to sit,
Well, no, it helps. No, I like it too because it's right.
Space is amazing. First of all, so how have you held on to the space for this many years? You must have a great landlord.
Oh yeah, that's a whole other story because we went through 9/11, Sandy, COVID, you name it. I mean, it's like all over the place. How do you keep it?
Yeah.
You're right. Well, we work it with the landlord.
That's great. I mean, that's a good New York story because a lot of people had to leave on all of those vacations.
We break our lease so many times because when it's a natural catastrophe, you go see your landlord and say, sorry, man, but we cannot pay the same rent. So that means as soon as you reduce $1 of the rent, you break your lease.
Okay.
So, we learn a little bit over the years. I have to say we have over the year, our landlord was accommodating.
Yeah.
I think that probably helps to keep that business for that long. And we have faithful customer.
Yeah.
COVID was like, fuck.
It was a nightmare for you guys, right?
Nobody came back.
Did you go to anyone's houses or anything? Or did you, what did you guys do?
A little bit, but they came back slowly. I mean, everybody was scared. People learn how to do their own hair.
That was a disaster, but
everybody cuts each other's hair. A lot of women let their gray hair goes, and a lot of them look great.
Yeah.
So there was an opportunity there. But little by little, we did a fund, what's it called? We did a GoFundMe, and our clients were very supportive, so that helps. And little by little,
we
cut hair with gloves and masks.
Do you feel like business is coming back now?
No, it's not the same, but it's coming back.
Coming back, and you must have a whole new clientele.
A little bit, yeah. A lot of them disappear. They don't come to the office. They relocate. So we have some new clients, but a lot of our base clients are back.
And when is there what are you open Monday through Friday? Like what are the hours?
Tuesday. We work on appointment.
Okay.
So it's not it's like usually you're right. Hair salons they open Tuesday through Saturday from 11 to 7 p.m.
Right.
But because COVID, we reach out to each other, and so people text now. They don't call.
Okay.
And so they ask you, when can you cut my hair? So you actually cut their hair when you want.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So you make it
yeah, so you make your own time.
Yeah.
You know, I'm better in the morning, so, you know, they come at 10. You know, we used to work after, you know, up to 7, 8 p.m.
Right, I remember that.
Yeah, but we cannot do that anymore. So everybody have their keys here, and they come when. A lot of them came on Sunday when it was COVID because people didn't want to be mixed with other.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, this is a big salon, though, too. I mean, you could definitely, you probably were able to space people out.
Yes. Oh, yes. They wanted to space out. It was such an experience.
Yeah, it was
where
crazy.
Where we came from. Yeah.
I don't know, but I mean, this is a beautiful space, and you guys do. So tell me a little bit about what you guys do here. Color.
Yeah, we do color cut mainly, and you know, it's really sort of tendance. You know, there is tendance, but everybody is different, have different need. You know, people have curly hair, straight hair. Some people blow dry their hair, some don't.
Yeah.
So according to that, you find a formula for people to make it easy every day. You know, you can do a haircut and a big blow dry, and it looks fantastic. You know, it looks like a cover. But then the next day, what do they do? Yeah, you know, what do? They're not able. It's not everybody who is good with the brush and blow dry.
Right. So you make it like easy.
So you make it. We do more like cut and wear, really. So we really cut into your own volume, your own hair, your texture, to try to make your life easy. And as far as color, I mean, we do cover gray, but as well we try to create contrast and
Olivier does more of the color, right?
You know, we both do, but he's really good. He has a technique where he teases hair and paints on it. It's really unique.
Is that balayage?
No. Yes, we call it tease.
Tease.
So you take like a cone almost, and you tease, and then it stay up in the air.
You have some videos of that somewhere.
Then you paint on it. So when you wash the hair and you release it, it's really displayed a different way than balayage and highlight.
Okay,
it's
cool.
pretty unique.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll have to put some video in here. And then you obviously,
I do it as well, and we do a lot of color. We do a lot now, more and more demi-permanent color. So it's less aggressive on your hair. It keeps you shine. It doesn't penetrate your hair, but it covers the gray.
Yeah.
Demi, semi, and it gives a lot of shine. And
would you say that.
We do a lot. We do some keratin treatments.
Yeah, I was going to ask about
that. Inverse of a perm. It makes your hair smooth. Yeah. So for people who have hair who are really unwilling, it helps.
Yeah.
And the chemical, we know how to use it. It's not aggressive. That I forgot the name of that chemical everybody's scared of in keratin. Formaldehyde.
Formaldehyde?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah. You know, it's now they got the technique, they got the chemical down to a science.
So it's
doesn't. If you know what you're doing, it doesn't damage your hair. You actually improve it. It's really smoother.
Yeah.
It really gets your hair.
I've seen people do it. It's great.
Yeah. So for people who cannot do their hair, that's a solution. What do we do here? That's mainly cut and color. That's what we don't do spa stuff, and we do a little bit of treatment at the back.
Yeah.
You know, but.
And then
we keep it simple. There's new tool out there. There's those brush with hair who comes out of it.
Yeah.
They're really useful for people who have a hard time, because you used to hold a blow dry and a brush.
Right.
Now that tool allows you to have the hair and the brush coming out from the same hand, so you have a free hand.
Okay.
So that helps a lot. Other tips. Really, I mean, if you get a good haircut, if you spend the money on a good haircut, you think might be expensive, but it will last much longer. Your hair will grow much better, and you will make your life easier every day.
Yeah.
So it's really worthwhile to get a professional hairdresser. I mean, young people have to learn. They're learning. They become better and better. But to spend money on a haircut, I think, is a great investment.
Yeah. I mean, how frequently should you get your hair cut, and how frequently should you get it
A man should get a haircut every 6 to 8 weeks, and a woman with a good haircut can get away with 3 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not like me, who waited like almost a year.
Yeah. Yeah, you're a special case. We show the tips. Try to don't wash your hair all the time if you don't have to.
Yeah, I know. That's a good one.
According to your style, I mean, you might get up and your hair might look great because you had bad hair, but
I do the thing you told me when we were sitting in the chair, which is like, I will like wash my hair after a workout, but I don't dry it.
Yeah.
But it's usually during the day, and then like it has
you
no
go out?
style. Yeah, but then I'll just wet it and use the dryer or the next day.
Or if you go out at night, you can just blow dry the front.
Yeah.
You don't have to do the whole thing, or put your head upside down. Find the right product. There's so many products out there. It's really according to your hair texture. The finer your hair is, the less you can put to it, except maybe some hairspray.
Yeah.
But if your hair is coarse and curly, you can put cream. Leave on.
This was super fun. I'm glad I got to hang out with you and spend the day.
As well.
Yeah. So is there anything? I mean, I will say, we can find Sacha. You can go to Sacha and Olivier online. If you want to go on Google, you can Google Sacha and Olivier. If you want to book an appointment.
And anybody who will listen to Money on the Move can have a little gift, and we'll give them a little
glass of champagne. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
No matter what time you come in.
Yeah.
No. If you do mention me when you come in,
you'll get a little discount.
Yes. Awesome. All right. Well, this has been super great. Thank you.
You're very welcome. It's
I
great
love
to
my
see
hair.
you.